I am walking an evening walk in the forest, and so it's late, um, and I wanted to talk about something really self-respect. One thing that I learned after when I was raped as a child is that self-respect. My self-respect as a woman have been, I don't want to say low, but different. I am not the type of woman who had sex with a lot of men because um, when you are raped at a very young age, it can really affect you in a lot of ways. Some women, they becoming prostitute, or some women, they have no problem to sell their body in porn, and some women, they don't do sex. I educate myself a lot by reading books, and one of the greatest things that I was lucky to experience, that I met women like me who have been raped as a child and as an adult, and these women, they became very important in my development as a woman. I had a relationship with the father of my child, and drug addicts, because I didn't have enough experience in knowing what a good man was. The father of my son, he was 21 years old when I met him. He was a guitar player, very lovely, very nice guy. And nice guy at the first sight, but while we were in our relationship, he really started to treat me like a prostitute, like a whore. I was really doing all the work in the sleeping room, and I was like, what is this? We really had fight with it, and because I was very young and naive, he said to me, this is what relationships are. A woman have to be a little bit willing for what a man wants. And he was my first ever relationship with that I want to work on. I really like the father of my son because he's an amazing jazz guitar player. And I really wanted to make our relationship succeed. But I did not want to get married. That was for sure. I had Ivana Trump, who was married to Donald Trump, was absolutely an inspiration for me that I wasn't going to get married, never. And if I ever was going to make money, my money will be mine, and the money of my partner will be his money. So that was very clear to me. So Ivana Trump and other women in Hollywood, they really make me clear to be independent. All my life, I have been really a huge fan of Elizabeth Taylor. I was lucky to talk to her before she died in 2009. In 2009, when my father, Michael Jackson, was murdered, I was very lucky to talk to her. But she was always a woman, independent, making her own money. Even she married 100,000 times. She always was in control of her own money. So for me, she was quite the model. Like, okay, I'm gonna be an independent woman. Hi. Ga weg. Ik ben het opnemen. Ga weg. Ga weg. He's so cute. Hij is lief, hè? Oké, nou, kom naar YouTube. Kom. Kom dan. Hey, kom naar YouTube. Hallo. Is het goed zo? Is het goed zo? Is het goed zo? Ben je niet tevreden? Oh, knuppelt. Hey, knuppelt. Oh, wat is die lief. Oh, hallo. Oh, je bent een schatje. Je is schatje. Ja, dat is mooi, hè? Zo, goed? Is dat goed zo? Ja, and bread. You smart. You are not allowed? Sorry. Huh? You want him to give one? Okay. Oh. Oh, so cute, so cute, so cute. Bye-bye. Thank you. You're so cute. So I had no experience in a man, sexual. I didn't have enough uh, experience to know experience. I was really, really in love with the father of my child. I was like, whoa, fell in love with this young, amazing, not young, not because he was young, but great. He had a lot of humor if he didn't use drugs and alcohol, and he was a great guitar player. He would study music, and I was quite his secretary. I was building up my small business, my healthcare business, and when you are in love, you make that kind of plans. But after 2 years, 1.5 year, 2 years, he was really cheating on me a lot, and I was like, okay, boo, that's sex. But then he told me that I had to take a pill because of sexual illness. Look, that wasn't really funny. That was really a breaking point in my relationship. Like, you asking me to be your hooker in bed. I have to do all kind of necessary things that you want me to do, and then you are cheating on me like hell, and all this kind of stuff. So, and in this moment in my life, I didn't have really a good person around me that I could talk about situation that I didn't like. So the father of my child, he really convinced me that this is what we do in relationship. If you are in a relationship together and you want to have a good sexual relationship, this is what you do. Are you ready? But anyway, for 4 years, I really had sex with him every day, maybe twice a day, maybe third a day, and if I was tired, not tired, I finished my work, not tired, that was what he told me that a good wife was doing. And that was normal, so he really played me out. I was really more his whore than a girlfriend. But I found out that when I had my son, we were 4 years into our relationship. That's when I was really thinking, like, you know what, this is not normal. I have to do all this kind of stuff, and he's not doing anything. He's giving me a problem. And that's when I was pregnant with my son. I found out about his drug addiction and all these things. So it took a little bit time to find out what was going on. But in that time, I still didn't have the girlfriends that I needed for advice about the way he was treating me. But in that point, when I found out, when he really beat me up, when I was almost 4 months pregnant with my son, I really needed time to think. The relationship for me was finished. But he wanted to be there when Joshua, our son, was born. And to me, I feel today that was still my biggest mistakes, that I allowed him to be present when I delivered my son. I did not look at him at all. And when you are pregnant, you really start to think about life, your baby, your future, which kind of future you want for me. You want for your son to be, which future you want for your child. So I was really thinking about life, carrying this life, having this life. And I was reading more books, and I start to get to know a little bit more people, because you are pregnant. Pregnancy brings a lot of sexuality. So I really start to talk with people about sexuality and things. And then I found out that, in a way, the father of my son have been sexual abusing me for years, because I was doing it. I was having sex with him between 2 times, 3 times a day. And he told me that that was normal. And he really made my life a living hell. So then comes the point that I found out while I was pregnant with my son that he was also cheating on me with another woman. So I was very scared that I may have hurt my son. So I asked my doctor to do a little bit more tests before my son was born. And that was the point that I was thinking, okay, that was also the point that I found out that people who have a drug addiction, alcohol addiction, it's many times connected with sex addiction. So if you have an alcohol addiction and you have a drug addiction, it's always to do with sex. So I was very young and I had no idea about this kind of things. So it was the first time in my life I was learning that these kind of things were together. And then, I was young. I could do it. I could manage 3 times, 4 times a day having sex. And because I was raped, I was also technical used how to do it fast. So it didn't take long to satisfy the man. So in my relationship with the father of my child, I found out that the abusing that I have went through in my life, that I could use it on my relationship. And so I also told my ex about it, that I didn't like the way that he treated me. But of course, he was a drug addict. He didn't really care about my well-being and my feelings. So the point is, what I'm trying to say, it would take me another 18 years till I have learned how to love myself. So in the 18 years, I didn't take good care of myself sexually. I have absolutely been a victim of not taking good care of myself. And now I am 46 years old and I feel like for the first time in my life, I can handle it. I can take care of it, and I will not go to any more physical suffering that I did in relationship. So now I am 46 years old and I feel like, this trauma that I received because I did not know how to deal with sexuality. I did not know how to deal well with men. I feel like after years of accepting many abuse in this kind of way, that will not happen again. That really, really will not happen again. And I talk about it because I realized lately that I'm not the only woman who's going through this kind of experience. And we were living in a time where many women, many girls, hello, that we didn't talk about that. So now we are living in a world that we can tell men what we are expecting and what we don't expect it. So self-education is so important. I have to say to you that when the MeToo movement came, I was very angry because not all the men that you have sex with and you didn't like the sex are abusive. So many of the stories that I heard about MeToo, I was really pissed off because I'm thinking that's not the way it works. I think every person in this world has sexual relationships that they don't like. And you should not be ashamed for that. And you should really look honest in that. It's very educational. So I think talking about it is number one key to make a change about it. Second thing is that it's very important not to accuse people of bad behavior while bad experiences is normal in life. What the MeToo movement really have educated me that I'm not going to be a woman who accuse any man of this wrongdoing. And so I had a huge problem with Me Too, Me Too, Me Too, Me Too. I was in a relationship with the father of my son, and he actually sexually abused me without me even realizing I was being sexual abused. Yes, I felt very uncomfortable about things that I had to do. I mean, I felt absolutely like a whore um, that wasn't get paid for all the things that I had to do, and some guys in my life, they even have dare to tell me that I am an how say it, nymphoman. If you really like sex, yes, I'm someone I really like sex, but I like to have sex that I'm in control of my own body, and not that someone else tell me what to do with my body to pleasure him. So I'm not the control freak in bed, but because I have been raped as a very young child. Maybe this is go too far for some people, but I had to learn very young age how to satisfy the men so they get off me. So yes, I am a very talented person to have intercourse with. I'm a natural, and I have trained. I had to learn at a very young age how to do it, how to satisfy the man and make him go away. And when I was in a relationship with the father of my child, and with my boyfriend, someone I really love and really adore, it took me really a long time to understand that he abused me. Let me tell you one of the things that he told me. When he cheated on me, he said, "Oh, I'm so sorry that I cheated on you, but I'm a musician, I'm a guitar player. So many women want me, and Mocienne, that you are saying you're the daughter of Michael Jackson, and so you know how fans work." And then I was thinking, as far to my knowledge, my father, Michael Jackson, have never done his fans, even they really, really wanted him. And then my ex said, "Yeah, I'm young, I couldn't resist. I'm so sorry, and I didn't use any condom. Maybe one of them is pregnant." And I was very young, and I was like, "Really?" And believe me, I had my fights, and I had my absolutely mental breakdown about this issue. I did not take it easy. Let me tell you, I did not take it easy. And I, as a person, I didn't even know it was a part of the abuse that he was doing to me. He was doing to me. So, and then he said, "Yeah, sometimes things happen in a relationship." Anyway, it took me 4 years to get out of a sexual abusive relationship with the father of my child. And I was happy when the relationship was over. I was over the moon. I was alone with a child. My son was 9 months old. And I was happy with my son. It would take another 1 year before Michael Jackson came back into my life, and we connected again. And my father was very smart, very intelligent, to find out very fast that I have been in an abusing relationship with the father, sexual abusing relationship with the father of my child. And after when I had a relationship with my father of my child, I did met really some bad guys. But this time, even I was sexual abuse. I was more in control of my body, and now I'm 46 years old. I feel like this is never going to happen to me again, because I now in this moment in my life I'm surrounded with support. And the reason that I'm making this video is I want people to know that, you know what, abuse, it's not only in MeToo. Abuse is not just only a moment of someone have sex with you and you didn't like it and then it's abuse. No, abuse can be in your relationship. And that's bigger than MeToo, because I don't know any woman who don't have a bad sexual experience. There are many, many women who have that. But I think that many women don't realize that they are sexual abuse in their relationship. And for me, I am now 46 years old, and I can really say, you know what, this is something never going to happen to me again, because the Me Too movement have really made me think about my experience about this topic. And I think you need to be very careful in saying Me Too. And I think some women who may not realizing that they are in a marriage where is sexual abuse heavily. And what Me Too really made me do was making me realizing, now I knew I realized it, but making me grieve surrounding my pain with the father of my child, about the sexual abuse that he did to me for 4 years. And that have been really educated. So the Me Too movement have really made me grieve and really make me look into myself. I am now in the age that I can say to a man, hey, listen, what you are doing, I don't like. And let me tell you one thing. I have been in a abusive relationship where I didn't realize I was being so brutalized, abused. It took me years. But now I understand it. I'm out of it. But you have so many kind of abuse. I think the worst abuse is that you don't realize that you are being abused. That it takes something huge to realize that you are abused. And there are some things that there are some things that I want to talk about. Something happened to me 5 years ago where I received a sexual illness from someone that almost killed me. I don't have HIV, I don't have that, but I had a SOA that could give me that could give me AIDS. I'm very lucky I didn't develop AIDS because that person was cheating on me so hard that it almost destroyed my body. It took me 5 years to get better. And I want to talk about what I have learned in relationship a little bit longer, because this is a topic that's so important to me, because I was kidnapped as a child and I never had the support and the education how to take good care of myself. I want to talk about that experience. I want, if anyone see this video, I just want people to know, you know what, you are not alone, and sexual abuse are also in relationship. And I want to share my experience so that other women, other young girls can become stronger than that, stronger out of that. And I went through a lot. And in another video, I really want to talk about my illness, how someone have made me sick that I was so sick for 5 years that I really needed to learn to take care of myself. For me, I will say it again and again, physical pain is, you get over it, you can fight it. A sport is my thing, sport, walking, training my body, dancing. That's how I get better. I think sport is really a medication of many things, to put your mind into something and go for it. And I've, self-healing, it helps self-healing, doing a lot of sport, and always be honest about such a situation. And it hurts. Everyone will have to realize that they have been in a very long abusive relationship. That's always really hard to accept and to understand why. Because I am not a stupid person, but I have been in a very long time in an abusive relationship. But I have to tell you, I survived it better than when it happened to me with the father of my child. And for me personally, I realized very well that it happened to me because I was raped as a child, and there was no one to educate me, support me in how to do it better. So I know if the child protection had take it serious and give me more help in supporting and taking care better of myself, that I wouldn't be in the relationships that I have been, where I've been sexual exploited. I was always scared that, are you ready? I was going to be scared of someone pee-pee. In my book, Thriller Betrayal, I write about the sexual education that my father, Michael Jackson, gave me when he was in Haiti. And I always kept that in mind, and that really made me survive, that I wasn't going to be scared of a man's pee-pee. I wasn't going to be scared of it because I don't have to. And so even as a child, when I was raped, I wanted to remember that sex can be something great and sex can be something amazing. And and I'm good. I'm good in it. Sorry, I'm good in it. And but for me, it's just like every normal woman. Sexual acts are very precious. You don't do them with anyone. Because I'm black, and because I'm from a different culture. The most people think because I talk nice, I'm easy to get in my bed. They are making a big mistake. It's not easy for you to get Mocienne Petit Jackson in your bed and keep Mocienne Petit Jackson in your bed. It's not easy. But some people think of that. When I was kidnapped, don't forget, I was 3 years older than my papers. And my papers said I was 6 years old, but in real life I was 9 years old. And so when I was officially 10, I was 13. You make the count. So when I was 16, 17, 18, I was very pretty, and a lot of people were always punishing me that I look too sexy because my breasts are big, so my body changed faster than a child from 6 years old. So in my body movement, I could prove to the government that I was kidnapped and that my age was wrong because natural hormones were playing. And I was always in my boarding school. Everyone really abused me for my physical changing, and I have received very nasty words to me. So when I find, because I was raped, I don't give my body to you or to anyone easily. So when I find the man that I felt comfortable with to have intercourse with, they quite abused my weakness. And for that, I cannot blame myself for that in any way that happened. I just have to feel sad for myself that it happened, that I met a couple of men in my life that felt the need to abuse that vulnerability for me. But you know what? There's something that they have to deal with between them and God. That's between them. But what I want to say to any woman who are abused, self-esteem, you have to educate yourself continuing. But the most of all that I have learned for myself is to forgive myself for the mistakes that I made and the mistakes that were not in my control. Now that I am, the golden age, 46 years old, I'm going to be 47 this year, I finally feel I can handle it. I understand my body, I understand what I want, and if I'm going to have another boyfriend, he can forget it. I'm not going to do him 3 days a day, 3 days a day or whatever, and I'm absolutely not going to take any abuse. I love to curse in fight with men. I like to say really, really ugly things. I do. They probably have enough tapes on it that they can put out on me, how I curse on them. But you know what? It's better than that I beat them up. And so MeToo movement really have educated me to think well. Don't make your judgment so easy about men and all the kind of things. And self-love is most important things. And some people ask me, if I have my share of the estate of Michael Jackson when this case is finished, what am I going to do with it? Am I going to invest a lot of money in education, people who are being raped? No. I'm not planning to invest in all these kind of things. I want to invest my money in really positive things. That's what I want. Because there are plenty of organizations that can help you with that. But the thing is, you need to understand what's going on with yourself before you can get the help that you need. Now I have learned by going up and down that I didn't control my situation, and that I didn't know that I was sexual exploited in my relationship very late. Now that I have learned how it works, I can educate myself, and I can find the organization that can help me educate myself better for the future. But education, you can only do that if you really talk honest about it. And on my channel, I'm hoping that I'm meeting people on my channel that I can educate them with my experience and my life story. So women like me, men like me, don't have to go through what I went through. I'm always screaming, I'm still on time. I'm still young. I'm still half young. I'm 46. So okay. Still have enough time to do it. So I'm quite proud that I'm 46 years old and learning from my mistake. I'm really, really proud about that. And some people may say, oh, you foolish girl. Yes, I was a foolish girl. But it's okay that I was a foolish girl, because I did not have anyone to educate me and help me with these problems that I faced. I had to take care of it alone. And I quite did an amazing job. So, but for other people who go through the experience, I'm hoping that my story will teach you more about self-love, self-kind. And I'm not going to make my YouTube channel with only talking about my memories of my father, Michael Jackson, because I want people to know Mocienne Petit Jackson. I'm much more than just me and woman saying Michael Jackson, my father, and I don't need Michael Jackson as my father to be who I am. I'm a real person. I went through things, and every day, just like regular, normal people, I have to educate myself from my mistakes and much more that I go through. And I want to share it because I really want to give my part into the world. And my book, Thriller Betrayal, have really helped me knowing who I am. All my life, people have been busy to take away my identity. I was not allowed to be who I am. I am Mocienne Petit Jackson, daughter of Michael Jackson, one of the biggest artists in the world, the king of pop, that I didn't know. I know my father, but I didn't know that biggest part, Many times when I look at my father, about his accomplishments in music, I don't feel any connection because I only know him as dad, and I realized it was his life, not my life. My life is different. I was kidnapped because I'm his daughter. I was raped because I'm his daughter. I was beaten because I'm his daughter. My estate, my money have been taken away from me because I'm his daughter. So many crimes have been done to me because I'm his daughter. But still, all the crimes that have been done to me, I'm the one who have to survive it. And I'm the one who have to experience. And I can go and complain about it, or I can just fight it and try to educate people with it. In this story that I'm walking, this journey that I'm sharing here on my YouTube channel is very important to me because for me, it will never be important about what Michael Jackson is for me, yes or not, because he will always be my father, my dear father who educated me to be nice, to be sweet, to be gentle, to have dreams. I have I have such extraordinary memories with my father, being proud of who I am. My name is Mocienne Petit Jackson. I'm proud of who I am. I'm proud who I come from. My father, Michael Jackson, your king of pop, he educated me. He was a proud police officer working for America, in America. Even that's not true, he educated me to self-love. And I think that self-love have made me survive all this abusive and have made me survive coming out all the situation that I can come out. And I appreciate him for that. And in this YouTube journey, I want to share things that really matters to me. And I hope that my experience in talking about abuse can help others. This was Mocienne Petit Jackson. Thank you for watching my channel, and see you next time. And love yourself. Just love yourself, because there's always a way out and better times always come. Thank you for watching my channel. Bye-bye.